Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Seinarukana with me, Phantom Zwei. When we last left off, we just had a fun bar night out on the town, you know? We've successfully, sort of defended Ruptuna's world. The elementals have gone back to the elemental corridor to heal it. We still don't know much about the Lightbringers, though, and we are no closer to returning home. So let's see what happens, shall we? It's been almost a month since we arrived in the elemental world. A lot's happened here, but there's no reason for us to stay any longer. The people are kind and the food is good. All of the students like this world too. But regardless.
やっぱり自分たちの住んでいた世界に戻りたいよね。
We all nod in agreement.
出発する準備は整ったから、いつでもこの世界を出ていけるぜ。
そうね、そろそろ出発しましょう。いつまでもこんなところでグズグズしていてもしょうがないしね。
If there's anybody you want to say goodbye to, you should really do it now while you can.
私はロドビゴさんたちに挨拶してこようっと。じゃあ、私はレチェルのお店で最後の一杯を引っ掛けてこようかな。出発は明日にしましょう。だから今日一杯は自由時間ということで。
ラッキー。じゃあ俺はもう一回街の中でも見回ってこようかな。
We're all free to spend the last of our time here however we want. Okay, what should I do?
望む、ルプトナはどうするのです？
I'll say goodbye to her, of course.
連れて行ってあげないのですか？
I think that's up to her.
連れてってもいいじゃねえか。あいつ結構強いしな。
戦力にはなるわよね。
It's not that easy. She's lived her entire life with elementals. She barely knows anything about humans.
私たちについてくるとなると、必然的にこのモノベイの中で共同生活を送ることになるわ。それが果たして彼女にとっていいことなのかしら。ですが、彼女をこの世界に留めておくのも心配ではありませんか？やけにルプトナにこだわるわね。さては惚れた？バカなことを言わないでください。私はただルプトナの将来を案じているだけです。このままこの世界で暮らすことが果たして彼女にとって本当に幸せなのかと。
Either way, it's her decision.
ルプトナのところに行ってみる？
Of course. I have to at least say goodbye, if nothing else. I actually agree with Nozomu on this one. It's like, you don't really want to back her into a corner by saying, like, hey, you should come with us. It's like, no, that's kind of up to her. Like, you could extend the offer, but you don't want to... This is the sort of thing that's a very big deal, and the last thing I would want to do personally. It's not my nature to try to obligate people for that sort of thing. Because I actually really hate it when people do that, so...
じゃあ、私と一緒に行こう。
We find her as soon as we get to the city. Rochelle's apparently showing her around town. She peers at everyone passing by, and all the buildings in curiosity. The city's people look back at her too, the rumored girl who lived with the elementals.
これは精霊様のところの巫女様ではないか。
本当じゃ。こんな人間の住む場所までよう来られた。
ちょっと何なの？
精霊様は自然を司る神様のようなもの。
その精霊様に育てられたあなた様の姿を拝見できるとは感無量。
The way this old man is talking about her and the elementals is so different from kind of the way that we were kind of led to believe that the feeling about elementals was up until now. And, kind of like Rodrigo said, you wouldn't expect their tune on elementals to have changed quite so quickly. So that's kind of odd, but hey, sure.
ありがたや、ありがたや。
ありがたや、ありがたや。
レチェル、怖いよ。何なのこの人たち。昔の人たちは精霊さんのことを神様みたいに敬ってたんです。おじいさんやおばあさんたちにはその信仰が残ってるんです。
Okay, so it's kind of like a generational gap thing. I gotcha.
うわー怖いよ
Hide behind Rochelle, of all things.
ルプトナさん泣いちゃダメですよ
Rochelle's like 3 foot nothing. At least, you know, from kind of the way her sprite looks. Looks like we caught them at a bad time. After bowing to her a few times, the old men leave satisfied. Hey, Rochelle.
こんにちはお二人ともお散歩ですかなんだよ二人ともデートかにっくいねこっちくしょ
You know, you guys, I gotta be honest with you. Like, up until now, we've been, you know, kind of going towards the Nozomi route. Meeting Riptuna, I, like, really like Riptuna. And I think it's probably too late to change to try to get onto Riptuna's path. But if she had been kind of an earlier game character, I would totally try to make her kind of the route that we gun for this route. Because I really like her. She's fun. When'd you even learn about dates?
あのね今日はお別れを言いに来たのえもしかして出発することになったんですか
We don't want to stay in this world too long. We have our own lives.
そうなんだ
She looks down in disappointment.
レチェレさんにも随分とお世話になったよねそんな大したことはしてないですもうすぐに行っちゃうの
Not until tomorrow. Everyone has this day to say goodbye. So both of you take care of yourselves. I hold out my hand to them.
お元気でレチェレさんも体に気をつけてねのぞみさんたちもどうか頑張ってください
Riptuna. I hold out my hand to her too, but she just stares at the ground. Oh shit! She suddenly slaps my hand away. I thought she totally slapped him in the face. What are you doing?
ここでお別れなんて嫌だよのぞむたちと別れなきゃいけないのなんて嫌だよ
Tears pour down her face.
ルプトナさんどうしてやっと友達になれたと思ったのにどうして行っちゃうののぞむさんたちはこの世界の人ではありませんから仕方ないです
We want to go back to the world that we're from.
じゃあ僕も連れてって僕は望むといたい
That should settle it, right? She shouts it out. We were waiting for this. To hear what she wanted.
本当にだったら私たちと
I interrupt her. Are you sure? If you come with us, you could get caught up in another fight.
それでもいい
You might never be able to come back to this world. Are you really okay with that?
それでも
Riptuna and Rochelle look at each other, and she stops. Rochelle looks a little sad, but then she immediately smiles to reassure her.
それでもいいよ僕は望むたちと一緒に行く
There we go. Okay. Then you can come with us.
本当よろしくねルプトナ
However, if you're going to live with us, you'll have to follow our rules.
頑張る望むたちと一緒にいられるなら食事の仕方だって覚えるよ
I'm a Riptuna fan now.
よかったですね
Rochelle smiles, seeing her so happy.
あレチェレいえいいんです望むさんたちと一緒にいるのがきっとルプトナさんにとって一番いいことなんですよそれに私は戦えないですから一緒には行けないですじゃあ 絶対に戻ってくるよ。それまで長老たちのこととかお願いするね。はい、任せてください。絶対に帰ってきてくださいね。うん、約束だ。はい。というわけで我らが旅団員に新しいメンバーが加わったわ。おっす、ルプトナです。よろしくお願いします。よろしく。よろしくね。
よろしく頼むぜ新入り。お前はこの中では一番下っ端だからな。俺ら先輩たちの言うことをよく聞いて励むんだぞ。
I kind of like Jetsita's like lab coat.
うわ、超偉そう。
まずは便所掃除からやってもらおうか。それが終わったら食事の用意、あと俺の部屋の掃除とか。
Wow, so Orluska, you're kind of being an ass.
それらすか殿、そういうことは人に言う前にまずご自分が率先してやってみせてください。調子乗りすぎ。
今のうちに上下関係をはっきりさせとかないと後々面倒なことになるだろう。
掃除なんて僕やったことないからよくわからないよ。だそうです。まずは手本を見せる必要があるかと。というわけでソルは1週間トイレ掃除ね。
Backfired.
なんでそうなるんだよ。
ルプトナ、これからよろしくお願いしますね。あなたのような強い人が味方になってくれて大変心強いです。
And she is a badass in combat, at least right now.
こちらこそよろしく。僕頑張るからね。
Well, she's enthusiastic at least.
そうだよツイッタ。今のうちにアジトの座標を教えてくれる？準備は万全にしておきたいから。それがね、さっき確認したんだけど間違って古い方の座標を持ってきちゃったみたいなの。
This sounds familiar.
古いの？まさかそれって私が持ってるのと同じ？もしかしてまた座標がないんですか？こっちに来ることばかり考えててうかつだったわ。
She giggles a little and tries to look apologetic. I doubt that she's sorry at all.
ちょっとそれじゃまたランダムワープで移動しなきゃいけないわけ？
To get more party members. Forward.
そうなるわね。いいじゃない、どうせそんなに離れてないわ。多分すぐに見つかるわよ。そういう問題じゃないでしょ。なんでこんなのよこしたかな。
俺たちを助けに来たんじゃなかったのかよ。困ったな。
僕その座標ってのを長老からもらってるんだけど。本当に？長老が言ってたんだけど、望むたちはどこか行きたい場所があるんでしょ。長老はそれを見たって。
That's handy. Saw it. What do you mean?
何を見られたの？
I suddenly remember the way that he stared at me, and how it felt like he was looking inside of me. You mean back then?
座標さえ分かれば問題ないんだよね。教えてちょうだい、今すぐ教えて、さあ早く。イカルがちょっと焦りすぎ。心配しなくてもちゃんと教えるよ。早速みんなの役に立てるのなら僕も嬉しいし。いい子ですね。トイレ掃除担当の人よりは数倍役に立ち。
Damn, Katima! That was freaking raw!
バカ野郎、便所掃除の奥深さを甘く見るなよ。
Even Katima! Soul, you have no friends.
それじゃあ座標を教えて。ルプトナちゃん、ちょっと来て。
Satsuki whispers quietly in her ear, so Nozomi can't hear her.
そんなことしていいの？何話してるんだろう。というわけだからお願いね。分かったよ。
After they finish, Riptuna stands in front of Nozomi. All of a sudden, Nozomi starts panicking.
まさか
Oh, okay. Yep, know where this is going.
のぞみちょっとだけ我慢しててね
Bow chicka bow wow. Riptuna puts both of her hands on Nozomi's cheeks. No way. It's even like the same CG for Nozomi, like laying against the back of the desk with the door ajar and stuff. They didn't even bother like creating a new background. They're just like, you know what? You guys get it. This is fine. Just like Satsuki did to her before, Riptuna presses her lips against Nozomi's.
うわ
いやらしいですね若いっていいわねこういう方法でしか座標を渡せないわけ他にもあるけどもっと深いわよ
Satsuki's just enjoying it, that's all. Isn't this taking too long?
ルプトナが随分積極的に攻めてるように見えるが
Hey, you know, that first time. She finally releases Nozomi from her kiss.
ガクガク座標入力終わりガクガク
She's trembling like a newborn lamb.
これ気持ちいいねもっとしたかったな
She's not, well, I guess I should say that, Riptuna's maybe a little bit easy in that regard.
あんまり人前でやるもんじゃないわよ
何怒ってるのかしらのぞみちゃんこれで大抵の準備は整ったわね
うんあとは飛び立つだけ
Nozomi, are you okay?
のぞむちゃん今の私に話しかけないで私汚れちゃったから
It's nothing to cry about.
ほっといて
これでセカンドまで
It's okay, Nozomi. I almost called her Nozomu. Everything's ready. It's finally time to leave the elemental world. Rochelle, Rodrigo, and a few others come to see us off.
私たちにできることは君たちに食料を提供することぐらいだが、この世界を離れても頑張ってくれたまえ。
Thank you. I hope you all stay well.
早く君たちの世界に戻れるといいね。
I doubt it'll be that easy, but I'm sure we'll make it there eventually.
この世界が今こうして平和でいられるのは君たちのおかげだ。何か困ったことがあったら遠慮なく寄ってくれたまえ。いつでも歓迎する。
ロドビゴさんもう長老たちと喧嘩しないでくださいね
もちろんだとも。こちらにはもう精霊を恨む理由はない。まだ精霊たちに偏見を持っている人間もいるが、彼らは私たちの方から説得しておこう。
今度私たちが来るまでにはもう少し人間たちと精霊たちとの距離が縮んでいればいいわね。
そのためには人間たちはもっと謙虚にならなければならんな。
He's right, but you know, the ironic thing about him saying that to me is every single time that it seemed to me like, you know, kind of towards the end of the story arc, of course, you know, once the elementals and the humans started seeing eye to eye and everything, every time that they were, you know, kind of like, okay, here's a little bit of bonding between the two races and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was always the elemental elder that would say something horribly racist and just, like very blanket. Like, he'd be like, oh, it's always the humans who are too stupid to survive without nature, blah, 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 or all this, you know. I don't know. I know it's trying to paint like both sides were wrong, but it almost seemed like the elementals were the ones with the greater prejudice to me. It was kind of surprising.
自分たちだけがこの世界の主のような顔をしていてはいつまで経っても精霊との距離は縮まらないだろう。
But then again, I guess, you know, as humans, we kind of know how dumb we humans can be, and you know, in terms of base prejudice and all that. So it's not like we necessarily need to understand the elementals are not humans, and therefore it's like, yeah, they're exactly the same, basically. With you here, I'm sure it'll be okay. I have faith that you can guide this world in the right direction.
それは責任重大だな。ま、とにかく努力してみるよ。
Yeah.
期待してるからね。
そうだ。君たちに貸していた布団はそのまま持って行ってくれて構わないからね。
やったー、これからも布団のある生活が送れるのね。
Thank you for everything.
このぐらいだ。私たちがしてあげられることは。
十分だよ。ありがとう、ロドビゴさん。
ルプトナも元気でな。みんなに迷惑をかけるんじゃないぞ。
Rodrigo, I'm still stunned that you did not die.
それは任せといて。今のところうまくやってるから。
It hasn't even been half a day.
では元気でな。
Hey, I mean, you can't say that Reptuna's doing bad. I mean, you know, she's already been integrated into the brigade. She's already gotten more action than we have the entire game with Nozomi. So, I mean, hell, Reptuna's doing pretty good for herself, in my book. He shakes my hand firmly. His eyes are much softer now than when we first met him. He steps back and Rochelle takes his place.
ルプトナさん、皆さん、本当に行っちゃうんですね。
Her eyes are already full of tears. Partings are always sad, but she's trying her best not to cry.
望むたちと一緒にいろんな世界を見て回る。そして人間と精霊がうまく共存できる方法を探してくるよ。
So that's what you want. You hadn't told us.
僕がただ興味本位で望むについていくと思う。これでもいろいろ考えてるんだよ。
I'll be honest, I didn't even really necessarily think it was curiosity. I just thought that she was basically hooked on Nozomu and, you know, kind of the idea of having friends.
ルプトナさんは本当はもっと前に一緒に連れてってほしいって言い出すつもりだったんですよね。ああ、それは内緒だって言ったじゃん。どういうこと？酒場で打ち上げをした時、ルプトナさんが望さんに何か言いかけたの覚えてますか？
For all one of you who missed it playing this game. Oh yeah, I do. Nozomi interrupted us back then.
あの時から考えたって。ルプトナさんと離れ離れになっちゃうのは寂しいですけど、ルプトナさんが自分で決めたことですから。安心して、必ず戻ってくるから。それまで精霊たちのこと頼むね。長老たちが戻ってきたら町とか案内してあげて。そういうことはルプトナさんがやってください。だって僕は望むたちと行くから。でも
She closes her eyes tight as her words get choked off. Tears spill out from both of her eyes.
望むくん、ほら。
She pushes me from behind. I pat Rochelle's head.
ごめんなさい。笑っていいよって昨日から考えてたのに。
I gotta say, I really like this CG. She fights against her tears, but they won't stop.
すぐに戻ってくるから、そんなに泣かないで。
Satsuki looks really badass in this one too. Satsuki quietly hands her a handkerchief.
ごめんなさい。こんな大事な時に泣いてて。
You're allowed to cry. That's enough to show us how much you care. We feel the same way. We won't ever forget you. I almost said forgive you. We'll never forgive you, Rochelle. And your little dog, too.
約束してください。またみんなでこの世界に遊びに来てくれるって。
Okay. I promise.
レチェレも元気でね。はい。さようならです。これお弁当です。うちの料理いっぱい入ってますから。
Yeah, thanks. We'll take good care of it. I accept the big bag from her and smile. She tries to smile back through her tears.
そろそろ出発させるよ。レチェレ、近いうちにまた来るわ。絶対ですよ。元気でね。
With a cry, Monobe lifts off into the air.
さよなら。さよなら。
The wind whips around us. I can't hear Rochelle anymore.
見えなくなっちゃったね。
Her eyes are full of tears too.
ナザムくんどうしたの？何か考え込んで。女の子に泣かれるのなんて初めてだった？
Of course I have.
そんなに強がらなくてもいいじゃない。ほら、レチェレと別れるのが辛いんでしょ？いつか遊びに来ればいいのよ。
Yeah, but I've been afraid of even hated the power of my Eternity Sword so far. But looking at Rodrigo and Rochelle makes me think that I might be able to use this power to make people happy, like we did here. そうね。間違った方向に使わなければ真剣は多くの人を救うわね。She shrugs a little, embarrassed that she misunderstood me. I'm not even sure if there's anything personal I want to use this for. But if I have this power, then I want to use it for others.
のぞむくん。
Well, you know. Something like that. Anyway, let's go inside. Monobe passes through the clouds and keeps rising. Soon, we've left the elemental world completely. Will we make it to our destination this time? What's waiting for us there? There's still so many questions. I just hope we can meet people in the next world like Rochelle and Rodrigo, that we can help.
何を考えている？
ベルバ、あなたがここにいるということは、もしかしてしくじったの？珍しいわね。
予想外の反撃にあった。ジロールの力はやはり侮れん。
Yeah, and you nearly killed me, dude. So I'm kind of afraid of you too.
そうね。考えてみれば、私たちはとんでもない敵と戦っているのよね。
歴史に名を刻む破壊神。覚醒しておらぬとはいえ、波の真剣使いとしては見えんな。
ええ。サレスも結構好きなことやってるみたいだし、そろそろこっちも本気で対策を練らないとダメかしらね。
And again, I remember Silas being the one that Thalia referred to as Sama. So someone she clearly respects. So it's got to be a brigade member. Which means that whatever that Silas is working on is probably really bad for the Lightbringers.
だが今はあの塔への進撃のため備えるのが第一であろう。
分かってるわ。
Tower, huh?
あそこはしくじるとちょっとまずいし、気合い入れなくっちゃね。エトルたちももう少し私たちに手の内を明かしてくれればいろいろとやりやすいんだけどね。
それも一理ある。しかし広すぎる視野は自身を惑わす。彼らの真意は今考えるべきことではあるまい。
そうね。今はこの立場に甘んじておくわ。
Interesting. Chapter 4. Conviction. Alright, a brand new world for us to explore. But, well, I guess we're not in that world next. But, just yet, anyway. But we're gonna save that for the next episode. Because again, I basically am not going to have a ton of time for the next few days, so I am making kind of a few shorter episodes here. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, as always. If you are enjoying the game, I do encourage you to pick it up for yourself to support the game and its developers. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all next time.